So we've already gone over creating views on sheets that include section and elevation views, but there's a couple of other things that I want to teach you as far as how to drag other different types of views onto sheets. And so we're going to explore just a couple of other sheets in our sheet list. So what I'd like for you to look at now is if we go over here to our schedule sheet, we're going to add some schedules to this sheet, and we just have a few on here, but we'll start by creating a room or dragging over the room schedule. And you can see here, it's going to come over, and it's taking up more space than we need it to take up. So I'm going to go ahead and grab that grip to get all of those rooms on one line. And let's see if we can stretch out any of this so that the whole thing gets a little bit thinner. Now, not everything's going to populate right now because we don't have all that information yet. But I'm going to go ahead right now and just go back to the room schedule itself. And I'm going to try to get some of these items a little bit shorter so that they're taking up less room. So I'm going to um, go ahead and get rid of this column because we don't need it. And for right now, let's see if that's made our schedule any smaller. Yeah, so it's a little bit smaller. Um, it can spread out on a really big sheet, but since our project is going to be on just 11 by 17, we don't want our schedules to take up pages and pages. So we'll go ahead and drag that room schedule over. And I'm going to click on these and, of course, change them all to capitals here really quick. So I'll pause right now. Okay, you can see here that I changed the base finish to just say painted wood instead of painted wood base, and vinyl instead of vinyl base. Again, just to save us some time and to show you that you can change anything at any time in Revit and it'll correct. I also changed this from the room schedule to the room finish schedule because it does address finishes. Let's go ahead now, and I'm going to add the door schedule to the sheet. Again, just clicking and dragging. And we'll add the wall schedule as well. And I'm going to pause for a second and just kind of reconfigure everything so that all of this fits nicely on a single sheet. Okay, so I've adjusted the door and wall schedules just a little bit here, both by making the columns a slightly different width. And then here I was able to delete one of the base offset columns here and was able to go to the schedule. And on the fields portion, I was able to uncheck this itemize every instance, and that meant that the wall types didn't repeat themselves. So when we go to our schedule here, the only thing that that's really not quite still sitting right is we shouldn't have that hyphenated word single right here. We shouldn't have it breaking up between words. So we'll go ahead and just shift that around here just a little bit. And you can see now that the margins on either side are the same here and then consistent in between schedules here. So all I need to do now is shift these all down just a little bit so that the top and bottom margins are the same. You can see here, we'll bring it down just a little bit more. Okay. And so that schedule page looks very nice. We'll also go ahead and drag the design plan over. So if we look at our level 2 floor plan, you can see here it's at a 1/8 inch scale. So we'll go ahead and put the design plan also on a 1/8 inch scale. I'm going to rename it really quickly so it's also in all caps. Okay. And let's see, it looks like it's centered. The gap here is the same as the gap here. This looks aligned. You can move it over just a hair so that it aligns with the edge of that door. shift everything down just a bit. Hover and click to activate that viewport so that I can now drag this so that it aligns with the outer edge of that wall. Probably we'll have to just shift all of this up a little bit. And again, this is going to be populated with additional information once we've created that family. But for right now, that looks good. Okay. We do not have a reflected ceiling plan yet, so we can't add that now, but I do want to go quickly to the cover sheet here. And we do have a couple things that we're going to add. I want to bring the sheet list over onto the cover sheet here. And I want to create a 3D view of the building so far. So we'll go ahead and go to, doesn't matter which view we go to, but we can go to view. And this will get prettier in a little bit, but let's go ahead and create ourselves a nice axonometric view. Now I would like this view to get much bigger. Let's see. It's not going to let me do too much work on the scale here, but I ought to be able to zoom in a little bit more once I click inside that viewport. Let's take a look. It's not letting me do too much here. Let's see. It's wanting me to focus on these stairs here, but it's not letting me. So all I'm going to do is just delete that view. Won't let me do that either. All right. Green checkbox. That's what I needed to do. Okay, let's take this view and see what we can do to make it look a little bit better. Let me try this one more time. See, when I do an axo, it's getting a little bit small. So we're going to leave it as a perspective view for right now. And remember, this is all going to fill in a little bit. But for right now, let's take a look at our cover sheet. We'll have a really nice rendering on the front. I'm going to hide this label in view, if it'll let me. It's not letting me delete that. There it is. So I had to activate the view first. See, it was just like any other label. I had to double click it once I got that big thick black outline, and then I was able to delete my view. Okay, so those are the things I wanted to teach you in this video, creating a cover sheet with the sheet list with the number and a rendering on the front. We've got the level 2 floor plan, building sections right now, exterior elevations, wall sections, and details, which we haven't placed anything yet on that sheet. We also have some interior elevations, and you can see here I have already placed the reception, kitchenette, waiting area, and lounge on this sheet, but I'm going to clean it up a little bit first. We've got the schedules here, the design plan, which looks great, and the reflected ceiling plan, which will be coming soon. So quite a bit of work to get your drawings on your sheets and aligned with the titles and labels and everything required to make them look beautiful. But it's an important part of good graphic standards when you actually are producing a drawing set.